I think that an artwork that reminds us that we're part of nature, I find it comforting. In some ways, life-affirming. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to have that sort of pure, elemental connection with nature. My name's Anna-Wili Highfield and I'm an artist. I work in sculpture. So I started working by commission and it came quite organically. I made a work for a friend and she put it in her shop window. People saw it and asked who'd made it, and I started to get emails saying, would you make something for me? It went overseas really quickly. All of a sudden I was getting emails from France, from Portugal, Mexico, China. I remember thinking I'm big in Istanbul and laughing. And then there was an email from the New York Times tea magazine. I don't think many people knew about my work here. My work is very process-based. The material will tell me where to go, and I have to access that abstract side of my brain that will let the materials direct me. And I'll follow them step by step and come back, and then I might tear it apart and start again. But it's finding that, it's puzzle solving in a way, like that. I like materials that have a resistance to them because it leads me to avenues that I don't think I could find with a pencil. And my work is fixed in space, but it's fixed in a moment of action, and that's what makes it alive. When images of my work started traveling internationally, very early on I was asked by Hermes in Australia to create a window. Throughout the years there's been 10 windows I've made for them here and internationally. And then Tiffany and Co approached me. I made work for them in New York. I've had work travel with them to Milan, Shanghai, Hong Kong, and here in Sydney. After this initial process of working by commission, I kind of went back to the more traditional way of exhibiting art. And that's quite interesting to have taken it that way round. It's almost in reverse to an artist's usual experience. I've invited composer and musician Brie Van Ryk to collaborate with me on this piece. The inspiration for the collaboration is that these brolgas have the most amazing courtship dance. These birds have this absolutely elegant, beautiful, physical display. They'll be doing their elegant dance and standing with one leg up, looking like ballet dancers. And then all of a sudden they'll burst into their mating call, and it's this honk, and I love that contrast. Brie will compose a piece of sound that will respond instrumentally to that brolga honk. It's a shock, and I wanted that shock in the space. I want people to be taken unawares and then it to be beautiful in itself and very contrasted to the physicality of the work. Brie is part of the Composing Women's program at the Con, and she contacted me to tell me about an idea she'd had to address a deficit of representation that she had seen in one of many instances, but she'd seen it in the Conservatory of Music library when she'd first entered the library at the beginning of her PhD. She saw 5 big male busts. 2 were Beethoven. I love Beethoven, she loves Beethoven, but there wasn't a female composer. And so she wanted to address that deficit by taking action immediately and in a celebratory way by making a series of busts of female composers, and we would gift them to the con. She calls it gift activism. We wouldn't wait for permission. We wouldn't go through the bureaucracy within an institution. We'd present this piece through generosity and make a change. I am so happy that they chose Deborah Cheatham as the first subject. In contrast to the busts that exist in the library already, I wanted to use materials that are symbolic to each subject. So I decided to use clay, ceramic, her face and her soprano collar, and she gave me her ochres from Yuin country, her grandfather's country. And so to paint her skin with them felt so personal to her and so powerful. It's like she looks like she's in sunlight all the time, they glow. When you walk around the sculpture, in the back of her head, which I like to think of in her mind, there is possum fur. It's tactile. I wanted them to, and she loved this too, I wanted people to touch her skin. I wanted people to touch that possum fur. And also in that spirit of generosity through art, you come to it as well. My work, my artwork isn't successful unless you come and join in. And I think anything that reminds us that we are part of nature seems beautiful and essential to me.